So it's Christmas 2024 and you are probably trying to figure out what to buy for yourself or what to tell someone else to buy for you. Well, I got it all worked out for you guys. These are the 10 tools I think you ought to have in your toolbox or in your garage. Now, real quick on my selection criteria, this is not a ranking system from 1 to 10, with 1 or 10 being better or worse than the other. These are just 10 tools. So take it for what it's worth in how the list of which they are ordered. The second half of my criteria is I selected these tools not because I've got some affiliate link thing going on with them. You'll find out it's not the case if you know what you're looking for. I selected these because if I look back through the past 10, 20, 30 videos, these are the tools that I'm constantly pulling out of the box to help me with my project. And so they're of tremendous value to me, and I think they'll be of tremendous value to you. So without further discussion, let's dive into number 10 on this list, which is the Ulsa Tools Split Beam Torque Wrench. Now, there are a lot of torque wrenches out there, but a few things that stand out about this guy right here. It has this flexible head right here. And I like that feature because I have a nice set of Method race wheels on my truck, and I don't want the handle to come in contact with the rim. So flex the head, it's out of the way. So that may be a big thing for you guys. The other thing that I like about this is how you set the torque. On this, very, very easy. Pull the guard down, turn it to the torque setting that you want, snap it back up, and you are ready to go. Other torque wrenches that I own, I've got one in my box. You got to come down here, undo a nut, then turn the handle, and the torque settings and everything else are weird intervals, or maybe it's not even set in foot-pounds. So that's where this one shines over the other ones. And speaking of shine, this thing is shiny. It just looks so good, but there's a practical side of that. You can easily wipe it down, preserving your tool for decades to come. On to the next tool. Number 9 on this list is the Milwaukee M12 Rover Light. Guys, this thing's been in about every video I think I've shot this year and previous years because it is absolutely fantastic. So again, couple things to highlight about this. Use a rechargeable battery, so there's no downtime if you're bought into the Milwaukee system. Has a flexible light, 2 lighting modes. And the biggest party trick of this light is there is a really strong magnet right here on the back side. So if you're working under your hood, slap it right up there, turn the light on, you've illuminated your work surface. Say you're underneath your truck, slap it to the frame, slap it to the body. Again, it will stay there and it will illuminate your work surface. And probably another note is it will take a beating. This thing has a lot of beauty marks on it from places it's fallen from because I didn't do a good job sticking it somewhere. So great addition to your box. Number 8 on this list will surprise you because you can't go back through my videos and find one of these because it is the Ulsa Tools Socket Organizer. Now, drum roll please. Here's the party trick about this one. It's magnetic. Yes, I have this thing totally upside down. I am shaking it and all of those sockets are staying in place. So if that's important to you, you'll like this one. If you are super organized, right, and I don't know what system you are, numbering, color coding, you will also like this because you can get it in metric, SAE, you can get it in a variety of colors. You can get it for you can get it for your 1/4-inch sockets, your 1/2-inch sockets, your 3/8 sockets. They've got a number of them out there so you can organize your box. And most importantly, when you hit the road and the toolbox slides around, it's all stay and put. So this is also going to be a weird one for you guys. So at number 7 is going to be rubber gloves. So these are the First Choice brand. I was actually given a whole bunch of them. And not that you have to buy this brand specifically, but just have latex or nitrile gloves in your box. Now, I know there's previous generations of guys who say, hey, I remember the days where I would just go in there and get your hands dirty. Well, the unfortunate side is most of the chemicals used in the automotive industry are actually hazardous, if not cancerous. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you are doing this at home, more than likely you'll be called away from your work to save your kid from the bathroom or help somebody with this thing. Peel the glove off, you've got clean hands to go in and out of the house. For me, filming, touching my phone, what have you, they're just great. So definitely grab yourself a box. Number 6 on this list is the Milwaukee 1/2-inch impact wrench. let me tell you guys, if the battle scars on this thing don't tell you how much this thing has been used, I don't know even where to begin. But this is the M18, so it takes the bigger batteries, and this thing packs a punch. Any suspension work, lug nuts, this thing will bust them loose. I think I've had this for at least 5 years, if not more. They do run somewhere up there above $200, but I'll tell you, it's the best $200 you've ever spent. So in terms of features, you've got a couple of different modes right here. They even have like a nut busting mode, which it applies a lot of torque, and then as soon as it comes loose, it slows down, so you don't like overspin or any of those scenarios. Has the friction ring to hold on to your sockets, and in general, you can drop this thing and it will keep on going. Highly recommend. Can't recommend this guy enough. Number 5 on this list is the Gear Wrench 7-piece pick set. Now, there are a number of pick sets out there with a ranging amount of picks, but this 7-piece set is super handy. They got a hook, whatever shape you call that, kind of a straight awl, kind of a bigger straight awl. You got this kind of 90-degree right angle pick there, and then got kind of a hook and kind of another semi like 100-degree one, but they just come in handy so much. So one of the places I will use these is taking apart the clips for wiring harnesses, sometimes reaching into a small area because you dropped a nut or bolt. They just come in handy more often than I can actually explain. So definitely a great thing to have in your toolbox. And number 4 on this list is a kneeler pad. Yeah, guys, this one's a strange one, right? It's not quite a tool, but I'm a big believer in preserving your body and improving ergonomics. Let's face it, a lot of us don't have lifts, so we don't have the benefit of just standing somewhere and working on our vehicle. We're probably in our driveway on our knees, destroying them on a daily basis. So why not, for like less than $20 usually, get a kneeler board or mat and put an inch of foam between your knees and that concrete. Your knees will love you, your back will love you, and you can do it for years to come. I have no particular brand. This is a Husky from Home Depot. The one I have down the link is something I think is comparable. So get yourself one of these and your knees will thank you later. Number 3 on this list is the Milwaukee. I know you're probably exhausted by hearing Milwaukee, but I'm bought into the battery system. But anyway, it's the M12 3/8 Ratchet. This thing has been a lifesaver. I think I've owned this one for over 10 years. It looks it too. But let me compare 2 worlds. One world where you're constantly having to use your hand with your ratchet. If you get in too small enough place, you're doing one of those teeny little movements to kind of undo that nut or bolt. Enter in an electric ratchet where you just go over there, squeeze, and you're taking that nut or bolt off without much effort, and you're doing a lot faster than you could. The other thing is, if the space is kind of tight for movements like this, you just get your ratchet in there, pull the trigger, and you'll be spinning that bolt off. Fast, of course, but also in a place you normally wouldn't do it. So these are absolutely great. An honorable mention is their extended head ratchet. They go for a little bit more money, but a lot of times that gets your hand and the bulkiness of this out of the area. And sometimes that would be the only downside with something like this. Either way, you can't go wrong. All right, guys, we're getting there. Number 2 on the list is this Amazon brand smoke machine. They call it the smoke leak detector. And you're probably wondering, like, Stevie, what is this thing? So it's an old school way to find leaks. So essentially you put a little oil in here, you flick a switch, and it will produce a smoke out of here. And as you can imagine, you stick that somewhere and you fill it with smoke until the smoke pops out somewhere where it shouldn't. Boom, you've found your leak. And smoke machines get their power for a number of different things. This one clips to your battery. So especially if you're doing something up in your engine bay, flip the switch and you are good to go. So one place this could shine for a lot of us is vacuum leaks and exhaust leaks, because they do come with a massive tip that plugs your exhaust. So you plug it in there, fill it with smoke, and you'll find that leak ASAP. This tip, great for putting into the end of a vacuum line and seeing if smoke pisses out somewhere else. Hidden gem right here, guys, and they're actually cheap. This is cheaper than Harbor Freight. So definitely consider this one for your toolbox, especially if you're chasing leaks from who knows what. And finally, we are at number 1. This little magnet reach tool right here, okay? That may seem a bit ridiculous, but trust me, when you are up on top of your engine and you've dropped the bolt down below your intake plenum, you will wish you had this guy. So there are a number of them out there. This is just one that I've gotten from Amazon, and I think it was actually 2 packs. It was like this bigger guy, and there's a smaller one. But again, in that scenario, just extend, boom, and you can pick up that nut or bolt. It will save you so many times. I mean, I've gotten lazy and the thing's falling down in the engine bay and it's on the ground, and I've reached down and picked up that nut or bolt, and I haven't had to leave my little perch. So again, huge lifesaver. Consider this one for your toolbox. Otherwise, guys, I really hope that you like this list. Links down below. Better get shopping.